To the average person, this is a motorhome. In fact, our rental company Just Go, based in Luton, call it the Pioneer. But for those of you in the know, it's a 2018 Rollerteam Zefiro 690. It's based on a Ford Transit chassis with a 130 brake horsepower, 2 litre diesel engine and a 6-speed automatic gearbox, and it's worth £42,000. As a biker, I love this motorhome and you'll find out why later, but first, let's show you around.
Let's take a look inside. So as you step into the camper, you've got your driving cab here. Above that you've got a king size bed, which is wonderful. Then a great big storage cupboard here, your TV, all your main controls just above the door. You've got your main dining area, main seating area. This also converts down into a double bed. You've got your kitchen with your 3-ring stove, oven and sink, a little bit of storage here and above. Here's your bathroom with a toilet, sink and a shower. Then behind me you've got another double bed, and underneath you've got access through to the locker.
So let's go through some of the interior features, and we'll start from left and go to right. So obviously on the left hand door, electric windows, you've got a door lock switch, heating vents for the passenger, and obviously in the centre we've got a couple of pockets for cups, some storage. There's some storage in here as well. Both the passenger and the driver's seat have both got foldable armrests. They're not captain seats, so they don't spin around, they're fixed in position. And there's not a massive amount of adjustment. Even with a seat all the way forward, you can't actually lean the seat that far back. In the centre here you've got a 12-volt socket, heating controls, obviously you've got air conditioning as standard. We've got one USB charging port, which I don't think is enough really. The standard radio that comes in a Ford Transit, it works, but it isn't great if I'm honest. You have to have it turned right up. No satellite navigation is standard. If you were buying one of these, I would definitely invest in a sat-nav, European one. Up here you've got a reversing camera, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's okay during the day, it's terrible at night, and we'll show you that in a second. Fully automatic gearbox, so obviously we're in park at the moment. You've got reverse, neutral and drive. There is a manual mode, and you can select upwards and downwards, which is quite handy when you're going up and downhill. Steering wheel controls, so you can control the radio functions from here and the volume from here. You've got cruise control and a limiter, which is quite handy. Once you've set your speed up, you can turn it on and off using this little flappy paddle down here, which is quite handy. We were cruising along at about 67 mile an hour, and I think we managed to achieve about 24 miles to the gallon, which isn't great, but then this does have the aerodynamic efficiency of a brick. All the normal stuff you'd expect to see here: fuel, temperature, speed and rev counter, obviously washer fluid, and window wiper controls here. Lights just down on the right hand side. Lights are okay, but not great when you're kind of driving around these little back alleys in the rain. It's not great. And fully electric wind mirrors as well. The only other thing to mention, I guess, is the handbrake, and you'll have to come around this side to see what I'm talking about with that. As I was saying, it's got quite a strange handbrake, something that I've never come across before. There's no tension in the handbrake at the moment. You actually have to lift it all the way up, push the button in, now you feel the tension, and you can release it. No idea how that works or why it works that way, but it does, and it makes it quite easy to leave the handbrake on before you roll away, so you have to be careful for that.
So let's talk passenger seating. So this is a 6-berth camper, so 2 in the front, 2 backwards facing seats and 2 frontwards facing seats. I suppose the seating in the back is as good as any, so they've got 4 seat belts, pretty standard. The only downside to sitting here is you've got this flappy tongue licking away at your neck for your 7-hour journey, and the seat cushions are a bit slidey offy. which you find that all evening you're pushing the seat cushions back on when you're sitting here trying to enjoy your dinner. So the lighting in here is better than other campers that we've hired in the past. So it's got kind of your main light switches here, but it also has got individual controls. So the LED strip lights under here you can turn on and off, which means when you're sitting there in the evening you don't have to have this bright light shining on you while you're eating your dinner. You can make it quite cosy. This one's got on and off separate light switches, and the individual sleeping areas have got their own light switches as well. Each window, including the roof windows, are fitted with this kind of dual blind thing. So you've got the like mozzie mat bug screen there, and it clips down onto the main kind of light blackout screen, and they are blackout ones, but you have to be a bit gentle with them. If you're kind of ham-fisted, it can mess them up a bit. One thing that does let this camper down is lack of plug-in points, like mains plugs points. We've only managed to find 2, so there's one here just above the kitchen, and there's one here just next to the TV. Okay, so this camper does come with a TV, which is really good. It does have an aerial on the roof, so when you're in an area with signal, you do get a good picture on the TV. However, we are in sunny Scotland, right in the middle of nowhere, so we've been using the built-in DVD player, so make sure you come loaded with plenty of DVDs.
So the vehicle's climate control is all controlled off of this panel here. You can switch between electric modes and gas modes. Obviously we're connected to electric, so we're not going to be using our gas today. First option you've got is to control the temperature of the vehicle, so you can scroll up, scroll down and select. The next one along is your hot water, so you can heat it up slowly or you can switch it over to boost and heat it up quickly. The next one along allows you to switch between electric and gas modes. Finally, you've got your fan speed, and that's the fans that control the heat that blows around the vehicle out of the various different vents that you can see scattered about.
Welcome to my kitchen. So the fridge is a pretty decent sized fridge. You can get probably squeeze in about 5 days worth of food in there. The fridge is running off the leisure battery all the time. The leisure battery is good because it's charged when you're driving along. It's also charged from the main plug-in point when you're plugged up to the mains, and there's a solar panel on the roof which charges it slowly all the time as well. Then over here we've got your 3-ring hob, which is pretty self-explanatory, and you've got an oven here which is an oven and a grill, all gas powered from the gas bottle outside. The one thing I will mention, when you are wanting to drink water, it's recommended that you don't drink the water that is in the storage facility of the camper. I think it's just because it could just be that it's been sitting there for quite a while. So you need to drink bottled water, which you can refill. Most campsites have got standpipes everywhere, so you can refill from them. So I'm just going to make a coffee.
Of course, no campervan would be complete without its luxurious toilet. So the toilet should always remain a number 1 only area, no number 2s. To operate the toilet, you open up the flap at the bottom there. You've got the running water flush, and it is what it is. It's a toilet. Plenty of storage space at the top, and in the cupboard on the bottom. You've obviously got running water, hot and cold, and obviously a shower. One of the most enjoyable things about campervanning is that you get to cart around your own feces and empty it.
Lovely.
Ugh. Come on, Pooh. So let's talk about bedrooms. So bedroom number 1 is up here, is a king size, and is accessed via a ladder which lives up here, which is great. It clips on using these clips here, which I think are far too shallow. So just clips on. So these plastic clips here. It's really steep, and as you can see, even when it's clipped on, it's quite rickety. It's really close to this cupboard here, and there's nothing else to hold on to, so when you're getting in and out of bed, it's really difficult, particularly if there's someone asleep here that you need to climb over as well, so bear that in mind.
So it is a king size bed up here, so definitely enough space for two. The only thing that's limiting is the curve of this, but hey, I guess it still beats sleeping in a tent. There's also a touch LED light just here, so you can blind your bed buddy in the morning.
And that is how it's done.
Talk you through the bed. So this is the bed. It's not very comfortable because you've got the leather side up, even though I'm guessing you'd put a sheet across it or a sleeping bag or something. There's a lot of things to bang your head on here. We've got the spiky bit, there's a spiky thing here, which is what the table connects up to. But I guess beggars can't be choosers, and it's still better than a tent.
I reckon these bits would fall off. They're not actually held on by anything.
Yeah, them bits seem pointless.
How is it lengthwise?
9'5" for 8. Bedroom number 3, so same story with the ladder, little ladder that comes off when it's not in use. Only problem is when the ladder's on, can't get in your fridge. First world problems, eh? So up the ladder is a small double, definitely big enough for 2, but you're gonna have to get cozy. Whoever's sleeping this side, let's hope they don't have any nightmares in the night. Oh! And whoever's sleeping this side needs to not mind about having restricted leg space. However, there is this handy roof light, should you so wish in the middle of the night to get a breath of fresh air. You definitely can do that. Give you a little tour and walk round of the outside. So here is your great big locker that this model's got. I think it's great, you can fit so much in there, it's wonderful for storage. Then moving on, you've got your toilet waste in here, which is quite a straightforward standard kind of system. Locks with a key, don't know why you'd need to lock it, no one's going to steal your poop. Here's your fresh water. On the controls inside, you can see how much water you've got remaining. It goes down in thirds, so it makes you panic. We'll show you that a bit later. So you access your fuel from your passenger side. Open the door to be able to get to the refill nozzles. So it's diesel and AdBlue. If you've not used AdBlue before, we've got a link in the description below. Click on that and it will tell you all you need to know about it. Moving on, you've got your LPG gas, which is what runs your cooker system and your heating when you're not hooked up to electric. So it's really simple. Twist the valve on, your gas is on, and twist it off and your gas is off. Make sure to always switch it off when you're driving along. You can tell how much is left by looking at this little gauge here. You can refill your LPG gas at most major petrol stations. So it's really simple, you just attach the nozzle there and it comes with an adapter for when you're in Europe. Then you've got your electric hookup, which is a standard hookup that most campers and caravans have. So you lift the flap and just plug it in.
So now we've got the joyous task of emptying out the grey water. So there's a handle just down here. I don't know if you can get a bit closer, you might be able to see it. When I pull this handle, all the water's going to come out from underneath. So.
Okay, and finally round the back you've got your reversing camera up there and the option to attach a bike rack on the back should you want to.
One of the reasons why I like this particular model from Just Go, who we've hired it from, is the fact that it's got such a big locker. You can actually fit a full-size motorbike in the back, and you can see I've not had to fold the mirrors in. There's plenty of height, there's 4 strapping points, and it's got a nice sturdy floor. So all you need is a motocross ramp and you can get it in and out. But if you're not into motorbikes, you could easily fit 4 push bikes in here without the need to have it on the back, or if you're into any other kind of recreational sport, you could get loads of kit in here and you can access it from inside the cab as well. So if you happen to be carrying your pride and joy in the back, you can always check to make sure it's okay by opening the little hatch. There he is. You right? And my last point is, if that you're feeling particularly ambitious, you can always put your mother-in-law in here on a inflatable bed. So clearly one of the biggest benefits of campervanning is the fact that you can stop and enjoy the scenery whenever you like, and I'm starting to appreciate that now. I mean, this is absolutely stunning and completely free. The camper's got its own kind of gas supply. Obviously got your own traffic noise to contend with in the morning, but that's worth it for the stop, I think. Absolutely stunning. So now we've got like a 7-hour drive back to Northamptonshire now, so gonna have some breakfast and then start the drive back.